Good evening, I'm Caitlin Burke. Harding University's campus will soon be packed with visitors.
And a former U.S. representative is visiting White County. You're watching Live at 5, I'm Amber Brown. But first, we're going to go over to Andrew with a look at weather.
Well, currently outside right now we have 87 degrees, calm winds for the most part, but there's a little bit of a breeze out there. Mostly sunny skies, 49% humidity, 66 the dew point. I tell you, these numbers are going to be changing, and I'm going to let you know how they're changing coming up during the weather segment. Live at 5 starts right now.
Harding University's Family Weekend and Bison Days starts Friday. Parents and prospective students are encouraged to visit chapel and classes and attend the Bean and Bailey comedy show Friday evening. The Bison football team will play UCA Saturday evening, preceding a tailgate party on the front lawn of the Gaines Athletic Center. TV16 spoke with Glenn Dillard in admissions.
The purpose of Bison Days is so students can see what being a Harding student is like for an entire weekend. They come in on Thursday night, they leave Sunday afternoon, and during that time they are doing everything that a college student would do. They'll be sitting in on chapel and attending classes and going to the football game and eating in the cafeteria, staying in the dorms. Realize it's only a weekend, but they'll get a chance to do just about everything that a Harding student would get to do throughout the semester.
If you would like to order tickets for this weekend, please call 1-800-477-4312. The Kensett Fall Festival is this Saturday. The annual event put on by the Harding University Student Association and the Kensett Elementary Schools are looking for individuals to help with the festival. They need assistance in setting up, running booths, and playing with the children. If you would like to help, simply show up at Kensett Elementary School on Saturday morning by 9:30. The carnival will last from 10 to 1 in the afternoon.
Arkansas Republican gubernatorial candidate Asa Hutchinson is planning to visit Searcy. The former United States representative is taking part in the White County Republican Men's Chili Supper to be held at Spring Park tomorrow night at 5. Hutchinson is the former director of the Federal Drug Enforcement Administration and most recently served as the Deputy Secretary of Homeland Security. According to the latest Zogby polls, Hutchinson holds a 5-point lead over Democratic nominee Mike Beebe. White County citizens to date have donated $290,000 in relief aid for hurricane victims. The White County chapter of the American Red Cross has dispensed the money to the national organization and has also placed more than 380 families from hurricane seeking refuge in White County. Director Wayne Denson says that his chapter offers housing, food, clothing, toiletries after a disaster. For more information on making donations or to volunteer, contact Wayne Denson at 501-268-2691.
Don't know what to do with an old cell phone? The Searcy High School Key Club is accepting old cell phones for donations to the Special Olympics. The club will be collecting donations at the high school's homecoming game on October 14th. Donations range from $1 to $100 depending on the model of the phone. Cell phones can also be brought to the Searcy High School.
Gas prices are soaring, but now so are bike sales. 1 year ago was $1.83 in Arkansas, and now the prices of gas are $2.99 and steady. Many people have gone to drastic measures. People who haven't ridden a bike since childhood are buying bikes and riding them to work. An employee at Bike City, a sales and bike repair store in BB Caps, says the sales of his store have close to doubled since the rise in gas prices, and most of the buyers are middle-aged adults. Walmart says their sales of bikes are the same, but the clientele has changed. They have noticed more college students buying bikes than normal. Casey Cochran is one of those Harding students, and here's what he has to say.
$100, $120 to begin with on the bike, but that was a couple of years ago, but it's really come in handy recently. I ride it around campus to and from my apartment just to try and save any money I can instead of paying the exorbitant prices on gas. I'm saving probably about $25 to $30 a month.
Well, if you haven't rode a bike since you were 12 years old, it may be time to try it out again. You can save money and have fun at the same time.
Up next, President Bush plans to comment on the war.
And the next flu outbreak could be on its way to Arkansas. Stay with us on Live at 5.
Take a look at the weekend forecast. I'll go ahead and let you take a look at it because it is coming up. Mostly sunny skies, 69 on Saturday and Sunday. It'll be just nice and sunny outside, absolutely gorgeous. You notice that the temperatures are a little bit lower than they are right now. It's 87 right now and 69 on Saturday. So when's that going to happen? I'll let you know. Stay with us.
For thousands of children, their own world has become a jail. Their captors are fear and violence. Your kids shouldn't have to grow up this way. Give your children back their childhood. Do something now. Call 1-800-WE-PREVENT. Together, we will take a bite out of crime.
Which child deserves to be read to? This one? Or is it this one? Which child will learn to use a toothbrush? Who will have a chance to sing? The choice is yours. Volunteer for Head Start. With your help, more low-income preschool children can get what other children already have. Change the world of a child, and you change the world.
Let's take a look at the current service map. What's going on outside right now around the nation? We can see a cold front right there in the mid part of the nation, and it is pushing southeast. You notice that the temperatures on the weekend forecast were a little bit lower for this weekend than they are right now. That's because of this cold front that's pushing across the mid part of the United States. You notice up here in North Dakota and Montana, they actually have blizzard warnings out right now. There is a lot of snow falling up there in the northern part of the United States, up there in the Dakotas. So, oh boy, it's chilly up there, but not quite as cold here. It won't get down into the freezing mark, but it will be definitely cooler here in Arkansas. You can also see in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, Tropical Storm Tammy with winds up to 50 miles per hour coming ashore just north of Jacksonville, Florida right now. And so that's where Tammy is, but shouldn't be causing too many problems, just a lot of heavy rain and possibly some strong wind gusts, but nothing too severe. We're going on a radar tour here. We see in Oklahoma City, we see where the showers and thunderstorms are with this front. You can see what we call a gust front, actually, going through Oklahoma City. That's a line of wind that is coming from the front, and it actually is sparking off a few showers and thunderstorms right along that. That is normal. That's what we call a gust front. So a little bit of trivia there for you. And also we go down here to Jacksonville, Florida, and we can see the center of circulation with Tammy. It's not a hurricane. This is not necessarily an eye to the storm, but it is the center of the circulation. Very tight center. Most of the rain, as typical with these systems, is north of the center. So again, some strong winds for them. It won't be affecting us here in Arkansas in any way whatsoever. In fact, we're not going to have any rain over the next, quite a few days, actually. 63 in Kansas City, but 90 in Dallas. You can see a definite contrast in temperatures. 47 in Sioux Falls, 43 in Great Falls, 54 there in Denver. So you can see a big contrast in temperatures as that front passes through. Now, the satellite picture shows exactly where that front is, right along Oklahoma City, just west of Tulsa, and on up through Missouri. But right now, we're just experiencing some puffy cumulus clouds outside that we always talk about this time of year, and those should be pushing out. We should have some more cloud cover by tomorrow and possibly some showers, but we do get the cooler temperatures coming in. Now, right now it's 84 in Jonesboro, 87 in Memphis, Little Rock, and Hot Springs, 86 in Fort Smith, and 83 in Fayetteville. You can see the radar picture. The rain is up here just west of Tulsa. That is pushing this way very, very slowly, so don't expect anything really tonight until maybe possibly late in the night, a 20% chance of rain later, but the radar is clear in our area right now. Now, the high today was 88 degrees here in Searcy. 65 was the low this morning. 96 the record high back in 1938, and back in 99 we see a low of 34, so we're inching our way down closer to freezing with our record lows. Now, sunset tonight will be at 6:45 p.m. Sunrise tomorrow at 7:06. No rain today. Hopefully that'll change for us. We do need a couple of showers to come through here and help out our accumulations for the month. We're under 0.65 and under 5.53 for the year. So tonight's forecast, here we go, 61 degrees will be the low, northerly winds 10 to 15 miles per hour, partly cloudy skies. Again, those showers are possible after midnight, about a 20% chance of rain tonight. 70 will be the high tomorrow. Wow, 87 today, or 88 today rather, 70 degrees tomorrow, and it'll be mostly cloudy with some showers possible. If you have your umbrella with you, you might want to hold on to it pretty tight because it's going to be a little bit windy, winds out of the north at 15 to 20 miles per hour with gusts up to about 30 miles per hour. So be sure to pay attention to that and don't let that thing get away from you. On Thursday and Friday, or Thursday rather, we'll see that 20% chance of rain. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Columbus Day on Monday, it should be dry with sunny skies. Look at the temperature on Friday, folks, 64 degrees for the high. And earlier we were looking at temperatures possibly getting down into the 30s for the lows, but that doesn't look like that's going to happen. But that 64 on Friday is what's going to be very nice. Carry a jacket along with you. Coming up, we have sports and more news after the break. Stay with us.
Contains 45 million pounds of donated food. That's enough food to feed every hungry person in America for one day. Hunger is eating America alive. But if you can make a call, you can make a difference. Call Second Harvest, America's food bank network. Together, we're hunger's hope.
Your child out here unprotected? Never. Neither would you forget her baby shots. Yet nearly a third of our babies' lives are on the line, because even with regular doctor visits, they haven't had all their shots. Ask your doctor. Your baby needs at least 11 shots by age 2. Please don't leave her out there alone. 11 shots by 2. How sure are you?
President Bush is scheduled to make what is being called a major speech tomorrow. White House Press Secretary Scott McClellan says the speech will focus on the now 4-year war on terror.
I expect that the President will talk in unprecedented detail about the nature of the enemy we face. The terrorists have a vision of the world that is opposite of our vision of freedom. You've heard the President talk about that. This is a sophisticated and determined enemy. They are killers who have a hateful, murderous ideology that is based on evil beliefs and goals. They have a clear strategy that seeks to exploit a religion to serve their violent, oppressive vision. And the President will talk about their strategy and their vision in greater detail than he has before.
The bird flu that has spread from birds to humans in Asia has already infected more than 115 people in 4 Asian countries and has killed more than 60. Many experts fear this may be the source of the next flu outbreak. So how bad could a flu pandemic really be? There were global outbreaks of the bird flu in 1957 and 1968, which killed more than 1 million people each. But hardly anyone is old enough to remember the disaster of 1918. CNN has more.
Over there, over there.
The so-called Spanish flu struck in the final months of World War I, rapidly killing more people than died in that entire bloody war.
This disease killed more people in 24 weeks than AIDS has killed in 24 years.
As
orders of magnitude more contagious than the dreaded Ebola virus, than smallpox, than just about anything except common cold.
A single sneeze ejects millions of flu viruses into the air, and the virus can live as long as 2 days, even on a cold surface like a doorknob. In some ways, we're better off than in 1918. Antibiotics can stop pneumonia complications, but anti-flu drugs such as Tamiflu or Relenza offer just partial protection. There's an experimental vaccine against bird flu, but no one really knows if it will work. And remember, back in 1918, the virus couldn't hitch a ride on a plane.
It circumnavigated Earth 3 times in 18 months when the... Now look at us.
Today's deadly bird flu is literally less than 24 hours away. Dr. Sanjay Gupta, CNN, Atlanta.
state health officials say the bird flu is not expected to affect Arkansas. The director of communicable disease, Sandra Snow, says people are confused. The bird flu is an influenza that can attack poultry and has occasionally been seen in the United States. However, it has not been seen in Arkansas for more than 20 years. There is no vaccine for it yet, but the health officials are monitoring the virus closely to see if it changes.
A teenager accused of taking part in a string of automobile burglaries in Fort Smith made it easy for police to find him after leaving behind his cell phone. While searching one of the burglarized vehicles, officers found a cell phone that did not belong to the vehicle's owner. They traced the cell phone back to 18-year-old Brian Lee Scott Elliott of Fort Smith. At least 8 vehicles in the Fort Smith neighborhood were broken into over the weekend. Several mopeds have also been stolen. Detective Ron Lockhart says that in addition to Elliott, several other arrests have been made. 4 people, including 2 juveniles, have been charged. Governor Mike Huckabee says that he is amazed and appalled by a recent report to the Supreme Court on school funding. Huckabee says that the report ignored sweeping academic improvements and a huge increase in tax dollars over the past 2 years. This morning on his statewide radio show, he said that the court battles over schools have been both frustrating and maddening. Huckabee says he is in no rush to call a special session to address the state Supreme Court's criticism. The High Court has given the state 20 days to file a response to the special master's report.
In a related story, the governor's race may have a new candidate in the coming days. Democrat Bill Halter has filed to form an exemplatory committee to examine the possibility of entering the race for governor. Halter is a former high-ranking official in the Clinton administration. If he files, he will be challenging Searcy native and current Arkansas Attorney General Mike Beebe for the Democratic nomination. After the break, you no longer need a St. Christopher figurine to keep you safe in case of an accident. Instead, you can buy the former Pope's car.
And coming up in sports, the Lady Bison volleyball team is back on the winning track. And guess what sport Harding has now? Sports is next. Don't go away.
I've had the same friends since I was a little kid. But this year, some of them started playing with these other kids. I guess there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, it's cool making new friends and all, but they weren't like us. They were, different. And I heard my big brother saying some pretty bad stuff about people like them. But they seemed pretty cool, and we had a pretty good time. So, maybe my brother doesn't know everything.
Hey, Carlos, come on, we need you.
Don't be afraid.
Be your friend.
More than half of America's most important military decisions are made here. No, it's not the Pentagon or NORAD or the headquarters of Air Combat Command. It's the place that employs over 50% of our armed forces. It's where you work.
See you in a couple weeks.
So when your employees in the National Guard and Reserve need time off to serve, give them the freedom to protect ours.
Get ready for a huge week in Lady Bison volleyball. The ladies from Harding started things off right last night with a sweep of Henderson State in Arkadelphia in 3-0. But that's just the tip of the iceberg for the Lady Bisons. Let's take a look at the volleyball schedule for Harding. We see the victory from last night, but the Lady Bison aren't finished yet. The team takes on Arkansas Tech at home tomorrow night right here at the Rhodes Fieldhouse and then travels back to Arkadelphia for Henderson State's Classic Tournament. The opponents Harding will face this weekend are the final non-conference matches of the season. Play begins Friday morning against Northwest Missouri State and then again at 4 against Alabama Huntsville. No rest for the weary. The Lady Bison take on West Georgia at 11:30 Saturday morning, and the final match is against Missouri Southern at 3:30. We'll keep you posted as we head into the weekend. The Harding volleyball team returned to the winner's circle last night, sweeping Henderson State in 3 games. Harding's previous 17-game winning streak was snapped last weekend by Central Arkansas in a shocking upset. But the ladies from Harding bounced back last night against the Reddies from Henderson State. The Lady Bisons boast a new record of 19-2 overall and 4-1 in conference play heading into the tournament this weekend. There was no question which team ruled the court in the Rhodes Fieldhouse last night. The Lady Bison held at least a .250 attack percentage in all 3 games, whereas Henderson barely made it to above 100. Senior Cinda Weitenheimer led the Lady Bisons with 18 kills on the night, with Caitlin Parks adding 12 for Harding. Be sure and catch the volleyball team tomorrow night against Arkansas Tech with play beginning at 7 o'clock.
And let joy and celebration be heard around the campus. Harding University officially announces the new women's golf team for the 2005-2006 school year. Athletic Director Greg Harden also announced the squad's head coach will come from the Institute of Church and Family, Harding's own Andrew Baker. Baker is no stranger to golf. He was a member of the Bison golf team from 1994 to 1998. The Lady Bison golf team competed in Oklahoma City in the last few days in the Women's Stars Fall Invitational. The new golf team will be the 15th intercollegiate sport sponsored by the university and will compete in the Gulf South Conference. That's all I've got in sports. Now back to Amber.
The late Pope's 30-year-old Ford Escort is up for sale in the U.S. Auction house Cruise International says the powder blue car is expected to go up to $5 million at the two-day auction in late October. The Vatican sold the car to an Illinois restaurant owner in 1996 for $102,000. Businessman Jim Rich has recently run into financial trouble and has decided to sell the Pope's car to save his restaurant. The proceeds of the Vatican's original sale went to fund expansion projects at the Catholic University in Poland. Rich says he plans to donate some of the auction proceeds to the Polish Children's Orphanage in Chicago. The Pope's string of rosary beads that were part of the initial sale may be included in the package.
Let's take a look at the 5-day forecast. One final look at it for you. We see that Thursday we have that 20% chance of rain. Friday clears up and we have very nice conditions all the way through the beginning of next week, and all indications are that the cool temperatures that we'll be getting, such as that 64 on Friday, will hang in there till midweek next week. So we'll see how that turns out. That's your 5-day forecast.
Thanks for watching TV 16 News.
Be sure to join Anna Brindley and Kim Frizzell tomorrow night. From all of us at TV 16, have a good night.
Is that why he started laughing again? I thought